Hey guys, so today our word study lesson is more of a mechanics lesson. We are going to talk about using quotation marks. So we talked a little bit about this before, but we're going to talk about it some more, okay? So we have quotation marks. Quotation marks are what, they're the little marks that you see that go around the exact words that somebody says, okay? For example, if I said, please sit down in your seats, what are the exact words that I said? Well, I said, please sit down in your seats. So those words would be inside quotation marks. Now, there's a couple things to remember about quotation marks before we start doing our examples, okay? The first thing is that they're always come in pairs, okay? So there's two of them here that would go at the beginning of what the person said, and there's two here that go at the end. These are like a fence, okay? Words that get said have to go inside this fence, okay? This fence shows us what words are being said, okay? There are two other things that we need to know about this with using quotation marks, okay? So the first rule is that they always come in pairs. So there's two sets of quotation marks. The second thing we have to know is that we need to have a comma before our quotation mark, okay? Let me show you what I mean. I have three sentences here, and we're going to add some things that we need. Okay, watch out, I yelled. Okay, first thing I need to figure out what words are being said. Okay, the exact words that are being said or yelled are watch out. So I need to use my quotation marks, and they go up in the air, and I need to make a fence around the words that were said. Watch out. I yelled. Okay? Now, let me grab my marker here. We need to think about what kind of punctuation do I need? Well, watch out, if I'm yelling something, I need an exclamation point. The thing I need to remember is that my exclamation point needs to go inside my fence. Okay? So I'm going to put my exclamation point right here because I'm yelling something with excitement or with a lot of emphasis. Okay? And then I'm going to put a period at the end. Okay? This one does not need a comma because the person who said the words, their stuff is at the end. Okay? Let's look at the next one. Miss Danielle said, good job. Okay? Well, the first thing we're going to do is, what are the words that Miss Danielle actually said? Well, she said, good job. So I'm going to put my quotation marks around good and job. I'm keeping my words in the fence. I'm going to put a period at the end because I'm just saying good job, but my period has to go inside my quotation marks. But I also need a comma. Miss Danielle said, and then I'm going to put a comma, and then I have the words that I said, okay? Now this one says, you're the imposter, he yelled. Let me take this side up quick, sorry. It's falling down and bothering me. You're the imposter, he yelled. Okay, well, what are the exact words that he yelled? Huh? Okay, he yelled, you're the imposter. Okay, so I'm going to put my quotation marks around the exact words. You're the imposter. He yelled. Okay, again, this is an exclamation, so I'm going to put my exclamation point here inside my quotation marks. Got to keep it all inside the fence. Okay. And I'm going to put my period at the end. Now there's one other thing that you should pay attention to. If you notice, the first word that's inside the quotation marks is always capitalized. Not only is watch the beginning of my sentence, but it's the first word of my quote. Okay? Here, I capitalized good because it's the first word inside my quotation marks. And here I capitalized your. Not only is it the first word of the sentence, it's the first word in our quotation, okay? So if you noticed, anytime you have this part, who said the words, if this goes at the end, you do not need a comma. But if you have the person who said it in the beginning, so Miss Danielle said, Miss Allison said, the president said, then you need a comma, okay? If the person who said it is after, you do not need a comma. If I wasn't yelling this, I would put a comma. If I would say, for example, if I would say, please hand me the book, I said, then I would need a comma. I wouldn't need an exclamation point, okay? So if you need an exclamation point or a question mark, put it here. If it would just be a period, you put a comma instead, okay? So for your follow-up, it is posted on Google Classroom. If you have any questions, check with your teacher. I'm going to tell you the 3 rules that we have quick again, okay? First rule, quotation marks always come in pairs. There's 2 at the beginning and 2 at the end. Inside the quotation marks are the exact words that somebody said, okay? Also, in between the quotation marks, you need some sort of punctuation. If it's an exclamation point, you need an exclamation. If it's a question, you need a question or a period, okay? But all of those go inside the quotation marks. You also always need to capitalize the first word in the quotation. And if you have the person said in the beginning, you put a comma. I hope that makes sense. Your follow-up isn't too difficult. Let us know if you have any questions. Bye.